You're welcome.
To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open the meeting with public comment. Is there any public comment? Anybody happen to grab the minutes? Yes, sir.
My name is Lou Reeves. First of all, I can't hear you, so. Yeah, I have a concern, and I'm here because I care. And if I didn't, you wouldn't see me periodically. So, but I didn't necessarily, Mike, enjoy what you had to say to me 3 weeks ago, having to do with my challenging you, or suggesting that why you delayed an investigation. Now that you've appointed counsel outside of the county, I think what most of us want to hear now, based upon what we're reading in the newspaper, what are the charges?
First, we didn't appoint the counsel. The
I know.
Attorney General appointed the counsel.
It had to be for conflict of
Yes,
interest.
yes.
True.
And I really don't know what the charges are.
You don't know what the charges are?
No. From what we know is, I can't think of what it is right now. Official misconduct is what I was told it was. And that was all I was told.
Then why all these behind closed door meetings? Why was that notice to the public withdrawn from the wall? I mean, what's going on?
Well, because we had lawyers going back and forth, and I'm not looking to get the county involved in another lawsuit that's gonna
Thank you.
cost us more money.
Thank you.
I mean, that's basically what I'm trying to avoid is the lawsuit. That's what, it doesn't matter where the lawsuit comes from, it comes back to the county,
Sure it
and
does.
that's who pays for it.
But don't we need to know why they're doing it?
Well, I guess that would be a good idea, but I don't know who we're gonna get that information from.
What about your county attorney?
Well, he's conflicted, that's why we had to get the
No,
other
he's not
attorney.
now. You've already delegated Gallatin County as your now spokes attorney, as your counsel, he can talk.
Well,
Anyway, the citizens wanna know what's going on, I think.
I'd kinda like to know too, but right now I don't know where I'm gonna get that information from. If the county attorney is conflicted, he's a witness. So I don't know who I'm supposed to get information from, or who I can give information to, or what degree I can go to. I mean, if somebody could tell me what I can and can't say to somebody, I'd be happy to say it, but nobody's come forth to me and tell me, say, you could say this, or you could say that, or what it's about. Which, just like you said before, I don't much like dealing with lawyers, and I normally don't deal with lawyers. In my life, I've never dealt with a lawyer.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's leave it at that until we hear something.
Yep.
Can we say to the public that you're looking into it?
I guess we're waiting to get information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Chairman, so you're actually saying right now that you have no idea what the misconduct was? Or the investigation?
All I know is it's official misconduct. That's the only term that I've been given.
And you don't know any details about it?
No. Any other comments? Got some mail here. Department of Public Health and Human Services, alcohol earmark tax distribution, total of $9,129. Letter from the Townsend K-12 school district. Townsend School District has traditionally included several staff members to the interdisciplinary child information and school safety team, or what has been called the CPT or child protection team. All of these positions are held in the highest degree of confidentiality as per their current positions, and I hope you will consider all the recommended people. I recommended the superintendent, the high school principal, the K-8 principal, the elementary dean of students, the K-8 counselor, and the high school counselor. I would trust and respect of each of these individuals. If you would like only one or two representatives, please let me know, and our team will try to select from this list. Respectfully, Eric Wilkerson.
I'd like to suggest, excuse me, that we give all these to Nicole to compile and then bring forth to us to go ahead and appoint for the, what's in Senate Bill 35.
Have claims in the total of $22,310.44.
I will move to pay those approved claims in the amount of $22,310.44.
Second. Motion been made and second to pay claims and set them out. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Move on to our 10:15, Trust Board, Rod and Gun Club, Old Baldy Recreation Association, concessionaires, agreements, discussion, and decision. Was Corey gonna rewrite these?
Peter did,
Peter
excuse me,
did,
Mr.
okay.
Chairman. Peter did. And the copies are here. One for rod and gun and one for golf course.
And so the commissioners, the only changes that were made were to paragraphs 10 and 11, removing that designated representative. Other than that, I did make the effective date today, August 12th, right at the first, I think it's the first line of it, each agreement,
Okay.
given that they're supposed to be signed today, so potentially.
I would move to sign each of those agreements as presented.
Second?
And I'll second the motion.
Motion been made and seconded to sign concessionaire agreements for the Old Baldy Recreation Association and Broadwater Rod and Gun Club. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
Mike?
Yeah.
As far as getting Virgil Bingley's, and I think it's Jesse's signature, do that later today, maybe?
Yeah, he could sign it now if he wants.
Okay, I don't think Jesse's still here.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
there he is. He just for proof. You can sign it.
You ready for me now?
just the rum gun.
Oh, golf course.
I don't think rum gun wants me to sign a form. And I just emailed our bylaws to
Yeah, no, there's a lot
Where are
of
we
pages.
at, Secretary?
Peter. But you guys put it outside,
Thank you.
and
Right there.
there's this year's fee
We
schedule
need a-
for this year.
Okay.
And then
It doesn't have
there's
the daily fees on this one.
Well, backwards.
It was in the email I sent
They're the
to
commissioners.
Peter. So, but-
Hey Jesse, could you send that electronically to all of us?
Yes, what email address do you want?
Ella Obert, I think you already have it from Rec Board, but.
Oh, I would, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
at co.broadwater.mt.us.
perfect. I will get that email right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Steve, has the trust board talked to Peter about doing the, report to the parks?
We made that recommendation, but no, we did not formally do that. We know that we're out of order hiring him directly, but he's aware of it and was in contact with me on it. So
Okay.
he could certainly could be hired to do that.
Do you know what that deadline is?
I presume it's the same deadline as this contract, so probably the end of this month.
Okay.
I understand it's a pretty simple form, but Mia has it and I do not. So.
Did we approve a contract with you guys with Peter? Was that just for these concessionaire contracts then?
You know, it was, but, you know, it would not be a stretch to include that report in that. If it's permissible with you guys, we'd certainly throw that on Peter's pile of work, and Peter's aware of it, so.
Do we wanna go ahead and,
I would suggest that,
Well, you guys are gonna meet tomorrow, right?
We are.
Are you gonna discuss that tomorrow?
we can,
We probably don't want to, we don't want to get in a timeline here. We're going to try to meet again on Thursday, just to expedite. We can't vote on a presentation of a grant the same day.
Right.
So we're going to attempt to meet at 2 o'clock on Thursday. But if you'd like us to proceed on Peter and that, we certainly can.
I would think that we would be better off to go ahead and approve the contract that you guys have with him to do that report, because I'm afraid we're gonna end up in a timeline crunch where we're not gonna get it done in time.
well, I would suggest that we engage Peter, say tomorrow, and then have him send a request to the MPS requesting an extension or delay. Now, that will cover us paperwork and let them know that we're working on it.
Okay,
And that'll keep our feet out of the fire, okay?
okay.
If you would vote on that today, we could vote on it tomorrow. So we could get it done that quickly on Peter on that work.
Okay. So is there a motion to hire Peter Simons to do the National Park Service report for the ground that was acquired from the Bureau of Reclamation involving the Rod and Gun Club, the golf course, and other public lands?
You know, I don't have a problem doing that. The only problem is it's not on our agenda.
I agree with
And-
Daryl.
And I think that,
I think we can add it to next week's agenda,
yeah,
but I don't think we can vote on it today.
Okay.
So if you guys could keep us informed of what you decide, we can add it by Wednesday.
If we're all in concurrence, we'll light the fire under Peter to get the ball rolling.
Thank you.
Fire already.
Okay, so I guess we can go to the 1030 Rod Barrick Wheatland Property Alternative Site for Emergency Services or Public Works Building.
So, I'm Rod Barrick. I own some property in the village at Elk Ridge. It's commercial property. and I would like to propose possibly building a fire or facilities building for you guys and leasing that back to the county. It's right off of the highway there, off of Price Road. I give you a sample plan of a building that we've already kind of, initially we were gonna build on the property. We can adjust that building to suit your needs, or we could build something different to suit your needs. It does have the ability for a live workspace, so we could do a live-in fire station as well.
From my point of view,
So is the access off from Prairie Way, is that right?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
It's about one lot in off of Prairie Way. If you're familiar where that greenhouse is at
Yeah.
right now, it's basically right across the road.
That's across the road, okay.
We could do it on, we could propose building a building on 1 acre, or we have the option of even buying a 3rd acre right next door. If you needed a larger facility, we could encompass all 3 acres. So the current building there with the little man doors, that actually could be encompassed into one larger building, you know, if you so desired.
Is it one of these buildings a current building?
No, there's currently nothing on the site,
Okay.
so it's open to whatever. I'm just seeing what's out there.
Sure.
So Rod, it looks like a very short distance to Price Road. You would go
It is.
almost just straight north,
It's
is that?
probably less than, I'd say less than 300 feet to Price Road.
Okay.
You know, you're less than a quarter of a mile to the highway.
Do you have a proposed price? You mentioned leasing.
I do not, we have not put together pricing on it as of yet.
Okay.
You know, I'd rather see what kind of building the county would like,
Mhm.
and then if we could adjust to that, you know, come to an agreement on that.
And are you proposing you would build it?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Build it, own it. Potentially, I mean, it would be nice for a 10-year lease with a turnover at the end where you guys purchase it, if that's possible. You know, or there's the possibility we put it up and turn it over at the county immediately type of deal.
Sure. I guess I'm looking for the dimensions on the building. Is it six, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's 60 feet deep currently.
Okay. And if we needed a different configuration, we could.
Yep,
we can
we
work
sure
something
could.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, like I say, that's just one we had designed
Yep.
originally to put on there. It was gonna be some commercial and then RV storage type facility, but we can alter or do whatever.
Is that what these numbers, are these numbers back here, those would be storage facilities?
They were just set up on that site. I mean, they're not, they could be added or subtracted at any, whatever's needed. So that lot, I believe that lot was the C4 lot. We do have the C5 lot currently, which is the corner lot as well, next to it. And it could encompass from a single 1 acre lot to a 3 acre if you needed.
Would that be C9, making it the 3 acres?
Yes, it would,
Okay.
yep.
So I see some septic stuff here, you already have that approved?
We do not have.
Oh, okay.
It
That's just there
can be.
for
Yeah,
the reference?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that plan is just kind of a sample plan.
Gotcha. Well, I know this is something that, that the county is considering in that area,
Mhm.
and I appreciate you reaching out to us, giving us this option.
So I guess currently what we're looking for is just, if we could go into talks and see if there's something we could offer you on that property, what you may need and what, we could build for you.
Right. I
And
think,
it would just have to be priced out and
sure,
see if everything would work out in the end for both parties.
yeah. Well, I'm in favor of moving forward with some additional talks and talk about pricing,
Okay.
and we'll talk with, our public works folks and emergency services folks and see what their needs might be, and we'll go from there.
Okay. That it?
Thank you for
Okay.
bringing this forward, I
Yep.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess we're gonna have to wait, Mike, huh?
What's that?
We're gonna have to wait on our timeline.
Yeah.
Rod, did you put your contact information on here anyplace?
No, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, let's do that.
I was thinking that this morning.
Okay,
In there.
here, just go ahead and write on here if you can, or. Wonderful, thank you.
Darrell, would you share that with all of
I
us?
will, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll share that. Actually, if you wanna write it, I just pass it down.
I guess according to our schedule, we will take a recess until 10:45 for the county attorney Copper City Road public hearing. So we'll recess until 10:45.
Okay.
15 years ago, I bought some really, really warm. And put them in, I moved up here. Well, when I was cleaning closets, I put my nose into it.
Is that the Copper City Road?
I'm sorry, paintings and that shop stuff. This sweater is. Right there, that's. And it's that eyelash cord and all this that stuff all in that. Because there's, you can't just send me, what, you can't do it. It's not normal, it's not normal. No, every stitch you're feeling, yeah, it's, because the eyelashes. Of course, if you make a mistake with a pearl instead of a net, nobody You know, we all have that. Just rose. And she bought a tool. So she's been doing 2.5 inch squares. And she's practicing and she's so I don't know, last week I didn't seem to have much to do, not that I didn't have a lot of food, but good. And I thought, I'll just start. It's under the counter. I'll be right back. It's just all these things, pieces of that. I was gonna do something, but somewhere down the road. So I decided I'll just start in my, totes, you might say. Or one of those falls 2 inch, 2.5 inch squares. No. That I took in so when she came into the store Saturday, I started to me that she could certainly cause havoc in the fabric industry because now all these squares Thursday. But she said she had, and she's got some really good pattern. So anyway, it's cut up, but they're gonna get sewn back to the year. I bet
So we talked about that and then also talk about the contract
really
services idea
she's the perpetrators.
as well.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw a couple out there. Okay.
And then I
See what everybody wants. Thank you.
years ago, when Grandma died, I think I told you this.
As a matter of fact, Corey,
Nicer than the one
yeah,
Yes.
Where'd you get this?
we got a surplus.
It's king size bed.
Not too bad, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my. And I
Here,
started.
Corey.
Everything on here in the.
Yeah, so
There you go, the read check.
look at
Little-
that. I know that was one of the things you sent me.
Yeah, I changed.
I'm gonna dig it back out of my cedar chest. I have one of mom's.
So should be.
that
Oh, this is a different.
This is, yeah,
Oh,
this is
okay.
the contract.
Gotcha.
I
Okay,
think it's
so
probably
you talk about both of those, okay?
I don't have any of,
So we make
all I
copies of
have
this?
is the
Sure.
top, and it's completed to where it's completed. And then she also had a 6-pointed star with pastel yellow, pastel pink, and pastel purple out of those same hexagons. But she didn't put anything, so I just have this enormous star. That I don't have a clue to do good or about. I tried to pull it up on my cousin when she was here, because Paula's a quilter. Paula said no, she'd be interested in finishing Grandma's quilt. My niece was here from Cleveland last week, and she had sent a quilt top that my sister had in the box and said, I want to quilt it. Well, she brought that up, so I suppose I read it. She said, I don't care. I think there must must be several. Must be several, because she said, I want that one, the other two you can. Joan is, whatever,
Isn't that strange how people start these projects and
and they're not, isn't it?
then they get willed to you and you're expected to finish it?
Hey, Darryl, did those, final values come in from the state?
Yeah, actually they did.
Okay, I was just curious, what is the
Yeah.
value?
Oh, well, what I had to say.
Debbie's working on knocking
Oh,
that
okay.
all out. Yeah, she kinda has
See,
a
today's the
idea in her
12th.
head where we're at.
Yeah,
And
maybe the 19th.
actually, we'll probably talk about them, I think that's on the agenda, isn't it?
No,
Is
they
it?
go back to school.
I might have missed.
20,
Yeah, tax evaluation report.
Oh, okay,
At
okay.
11:30.
Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yep.
All right, thank you.
yeah, so next week we can do back to school.
I mean, I have an idea in my head what it is, but I don't wanna,
This week
I wanna
we
make
can
sure we
do,
get the right number.
Yeah, we did. Did we write that down? Oh, no, it's gone and. This is something. We talked about it last.
How's your weekend?
Crossing the rivers.
Oh, did you guys are down there? How many days did you stay?
We got there Wednesday night and came back yesterday.
Oh, wow, you made a week out of it.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was impressed.
they did a good job.
They did a great job. But it's funny, you look at these performers and you realize how old they are. And they weren't that old when you were younger.
I know, we kinda talked about that, and,
20% off.
how they're getting nowadays,
Oh, yeah. But guess who? Phenomenal job.
yeah.
That's
But I guess they're like
pretty
close to their,
impressive.
like 70s or
I-
Yes.
early
I
80s
would
maybe.
imagine,
And
And it can happen between.
never
show.
missed a
Come on,
step and
19.
sound. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
that's what I'll do with
Yeah.
those.
I think that it's exciting, that they have the desire to get up and do it.
So we can do it from the
Oh, yeah, because there was,
16th to the
like Lou Graham from Foreigner
Mhm.
was there.
next Saturday.
Sounded great, hit most of the notes, but moved around like he could have been in a walker, you know? And I thought, oh my God, four of those guys. So it was a lot of fun,
Good.
yeah.
It was 10, yeah, 24. Yeah.
My friend Steph's mother cleaned out her attic and brought me stuff. I went through it and there's very little stuff that I want to keep. She also sewed, and it's like, I quit doing that years ago. You know how if you cut out a blouse, you've got pieces.
We got some coffee and donuts.
She saved all this and she just put it in sacks and gave it to me, so most of it went to the dump. But in these sacks,
Oh, here's the resolution form.
Thank you.
you're going to have to fancy.
Was this upstairs?
No, Corey just dropped
Got
it.
these
Oh,
fancy
okay.
little placemats and they're linen
Oh,
and built with Belgian lace and whatever. What in the hell do you do with those, Miss Shirley?
Evidently that market's coming back. Where was I? Was it garage sale?
I got a stack about this deep.
Maybe it was, Melton's estate sale.
Maybe instead of giving them the cement, we'll just hang on to it. I also ended up with 79 ladies' handkerchiefs.
Trust board is gonna have a special meeting Thursday at 2.
I've seen something.
Should be good.
You know, I saw, and it was in a quilt shop in like
Jeremy.
New Mexico.
And there's no cook this Friday,
The
so.
lady wouldn't share the pattern, I couldn't buy the pattern. But it looked like envelopes and the flap opened up. The top flap, and so, yes, all these quote envelopes were all sewn together, all random. But that flap opened up and had a lining in it so that, well, some of them had lace edgings on them. I've tried, in my mind, I've tried to figure out, because I thought it was just such a neat. Can't figure out
But
how,
it was with the band, you know, and then by the time I was
yeah.
Either that or I thought you could fold them into a triangle. And use the, I hate to cut. I wondered if you couldn't fold them into a triangle.
So it wasn't,
And you
it
want
wasn't,
some-
no.
I don't know, I've been thinking about it.
I don't know, I just thought, wouldn't that be neat with those handkerchiefs? For that corner to be the flat of the envelope. But I can't figure out how to do it.
They come over to me.
We'll Google
This 16-year-old girl.
it. I don't Google, but you could.
You gotta remember, I'm roadkill on the information superhighway.
I don't even exist. So did somebody else, Samuel, so we have orange paint all over, do you know? Somebody hit a deer or something. Coming up the east side. I must have it over the weekend. I don't think it was there yesterday, only when I came to. Or maybe I wasn't over. I have to distract you late, and
Yes, you do.
I just noticed all sorts of orange paint. Hieroglyphics.
When you put your finger down there, how do you turn hinges? So together, because all the hinges are the same size.
No. Well, they are back.
You know, right
No.
before you go there,
Just
it's
use
so-
hankies, like, no. Oh, I saw.
It's over.
They had to have been because they were all sewn together.
So it's right here, and this is Wheatland down here. Right here, it's on the left-hand side, and there's a big sign, for it. It looked like a 2002 Lisa. Oh, wow.
It's just right,
Yeah.
they turned out.
We were having, one is like that, blood. Okay, good.
So who's the judge?
So do you think that it's-
No, just the dress. Brian Lacy. This one was super. Therefore, we'll just do it.
Was this one of the mornings that you tried to decide if you're gonna dress for the wedding?
Yeah. So Usually I wear shorts and a shirt.
The sunroom was only 64 degrees this morning.
You know, these are been like 2 years. I had my hair finished. I was working inside the house, and I think I ran it 4 days. And now I feel.
But we can't be bought, so.
See?
Yeah, it's definitely off now.
Yeah, it's off now.
Do you suppose summer's over?
Could be. Here was a week difference, September 10th. Never, I better tell them.
They're out of town.
We have cameras.
And all that. No way. So, tomorrow.
But sometimes they don't work.
Yeah. Somebody said it was supposed to rain this
For Jerry
afternoon.
Epstein.
Oh, Robert at Rocky Mountain News, it's raining on. And I said, oh yeah, Rocky Mountain. He goes, well, I need it to rain a little because it's supposed to rain again this afternoon. I'm like, I mean, God bless his heart.
My friend Wally I went to high school with him. He lives up Dry Creek.
Well, down now.
Yeah, you know Wally?
Mhm.
Oh, anyhow, on Facebook, Wally said his whole crop went down with hail.
Who was in charge of the
That's
video
right, that was a
camera.
wicked.
Condolences for your suicide
So
tomorrow.
wicked. Well, I'm sort of, if we're tossing, sort of kind of related to the molesting.
The which family?
Molesting. Dry Creek.
I know, I was.
Dry Creek.
Brownell,
Contrary.
Sheridan, Oregon. Which more do?
Yeah, they're further north, the molesting side. Those guys are right on the creek. Along the creek.
Definitely,
Been there since 33.
Grew up in Manhattan, so
And that's a long ways apart. And particularly when I was in Missouri, it was a long ways.
oh yeah. For those kids on the bus, you betcha.
When you ain't go to the same school. It's good to see. Difference in dividing when they're Duncan Mill.
That was the part that was closer to Belgrade. Like they sent him off. And boy, they're closer to Belgrade.
Yeah, we didn't have internet.
Boston and Manhattan.
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah, for years and years and years, bless his heart has been around whole high school reunions. Yeah. And so it's always good to get to go and see folks you haven't seen for 50 years. Yeah.
Our class was going through the glacier this summer on the red bus. Red bus. However, the road was not till the end of July. And by then, everything was booked. Try again next year.
I'll have to tell Mr. Rowley about that thing, sure.
Yeah, he'll know what you're talking about.
In that strange small world.
It's amazing what comes through the bookstore. Small world. It is totally. Sunday a gal came in and she.
I know.
Her name is Shirley. And you lived on the 11th floor at She lived on the 11th floor too. And we opened it. So it's cold. I knew she was.
But some of those people, I can recognize.
It's an old town road here, this is the highway. You know where all those metal horses are on the side of the highway? That's about right here. So it's, we never declared this a county road. This is right here. And this side is all closed.
back to order. We'll, close the meeting and go on to the County Attorney, Copper City Road, County Road Abandonment, Establishment Public Hearing Decision. Corey, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, please, thank you. So I put some documents over here. There's a big thick of just historical documents, big packets, about 70 pages. I just did 5 of those. I can do more if anyone wants them. And then next to it I have 10 copies of a 4 or 5 page legal memo I did, and then next to that's 10 copies of the proposed resolution which I gave to the commission. So in September of 1999, so 1 month short of 20 years ago, there was an agreement that the county and Bureau of Land Management had with Don Schofield dealing with a road, an old road called Copper City Road. So if you're in the county, you know, there's Old Town Road, which is on the down southern end, comes off Highway 287, goes and eventually crosses the bridge by Three Forks. Copper City Road was an old county road that came off of Old Town Road, went north-northeast through the Schofield Ranch and accessed several sections of BLM land and some state land that would be east of Highway 287. Then if you're driving up the Highway 287, you got those metal horses up there on the west side of the highway. Go past those, top of the hill, there's a little knoll that's on the west side. And if you look to the right there on the east, there is what's now big signs as Copper City Road. And there's a road that is a pretty good quality road, although it gets snowed in the winter. And it goes from the highway east and accesses those same BLM and state lands that this old road did. So the back history of this is that way back when, that what we call the new Copper City Road, the road that right now we use, was a county road. The county abandoned it in 1942 because it wasn't being used. And what did remain was a county road, which we call the Old Copper City Road, which ran through the Schofield Ranch. The county never maintained it. So in 1998, there was some kind of a washout, and it was big parts of this road were basically gone. And the county road department at that time said it's going to cost us so much money to use this road, to repair this road. So Don and Patsy Schofield came and said, well, let's do this. Let's have you abandon this road and we'll grant an easement, public road easement, for you to do a new county road back where this other one was that we abandoned in 1942. And that's in section 27. And that would then be a much easier route to access these BLM and state lands. And then the county could abandon this road that's not really even repaired or used that goes through the Schofield Ranch. So they formed an agreement in September 1999, just a month short of 20 years ago. That agreement called for those things to happen. The Schofields would grant a public road right away, across their land to get to this BLM land. That would become the new Copper City Road. The county would declare that a county road and would build and maintain it. The BLM pitched in a little bit of money for fencing, and then the county would abandon the old Copper City Road that ran through the Schofield Ranch. So the agreement was formed 1999, September. In March 2000, the Schofields granted the easement. It's recorded. It's in that packet of documents I gave you. In April, Bob Masolo reported that they had reclaimed the old Copper City Road. And what they did is they went in, they obliterated it, they reseeded it, and they basically got rid of the road. And then in May, a month later, reported the new Copper City Road had been completed. So we've used that new Copper City Road as a county road since May of 2000. Turns out I can't find a record of us actually declaring it to be a county road. And then, 3 different times this issue's come before the commission, and each time the commission has voted to close the old Copper City Road, not abandon it. And part of that is just, a lot of times we use those terms interchangeably. But the written agreement, which I've included in the packet, specifically says abandon the county road. And the county's intentions of reseeding the road, I think are pretty clear that it was an intent never to reuse this road. There's also some law dealing with the fact that once you have an agreement for real estate, any interest in real estate, whether it's an easement or purchase or whatever, and someone performs their part of it, the other party is therefore obligated by what's called specific performance to perform their part. So when Schofields gave that easement to the county, they completed their part of the agreement. That triggers the counties having to do it as well. So fast forward to May of 2012, Ralph Schofield, who is the successor in interest to Don, he brought a petition back for the county to abandon the old Copper City Road. He had it signed by a whole bunch of people. There's a full quote on there. I don't think it's you. I think it's your brother. And a whole bunch of people signed it. And it was specifically for the purpose of completing the 1999 agreement. That's what he asked for. And he asked for it to be abandoned. The county voted, yep, we approve it, and they voted to close the road. Again. So then the same thing came back in May of 2015. Mr. Goss, who's present, Eugene Goss, he's now the owner of this ranch. He's the successor in interest to the Schofields. He came, same deal. Let's complete the 1999 agreement. And the commission, we again voted to close the county road. So I think what we've got here is simply interchanging of terms. What we'd like to do to get this thing completely resolved, so in 20 more years, whoever's after me isn't standing here before whoever's after you. I would recommend that we do the following. I've provided a resolution, and it would just recognize the factual history as I laid it out. I'm going to be disappointed if nobody takes any of those documents. We've got all those copies there. And to do two things. One, to declare the new Copper City Road is a county road. That matters for official purposes, for maintenance, for we get some gas tax money associated with miles of county roads. And then second, to officially abandon the old Copper City Road, not just close it. And the language at the very bottom of that on page 2, hereby declared abandoned as a county road, all public rights of way and easements associated therewith are extinguished, fee title to the land is unaffected by this action. So that's my recommendation. I can talk at more length on that if you want to. I do know Mr. Goss and his attorney are here and they would like to speak, and I'll answer any questions.
I guess one question that I have, Corey, is, so we can get all our terms right, the current new Copper City Road was abandoned at one time.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't go back to the very origin of it, but in 1923, all right, I'll give you a little history. So, we've kind of been different counties over the years, right? We were once Marr County, way back in territorial days, and then we were Jefferson County, and then we split off and became Broadwater County. And then the legislature passed a law in 1921 that basically said, we've got all these county roads all over the place in all these counties, and we need counties to tabulate county roads. So in 1923, following that law passed in 21, this county, as Broadwater County, did a resolution in which you tabulated every county road that existed at that time. And like name, description, etc. So the old, what I'm now calling the new Copper City Road, which I'm asking you to declare a county road today, it was included in that 1923 resolution. I don't think it was called Copper City Road, but it was recognized as a county road. Well, then in 1942, so 19 years later, it hadn't been used forever, and there was really no reason to keep it as a county road, etc. So it was abandoned, and there was this other land, right? So what happened after 42 was the Taylor Grazing Act was passed in 1947, and it took all this open range that was unsettled, unclaimed, whatever, organized it into Bureau of Land Management lands. Okay, state lands already existed, but it is what really formed the Bureau of Land Management. And so what happened is, sometime after 42, we still had this, what I'm calling the old Copper City Road, that went to those lands. And likely, based on the name Copper City Road, there was originally some mining claim or something up that road that they thought was, or they were just trying to advertise it, right? Pretend that there's copper up there and sell the land. But that road did access those public lands. There's a statute, and I included all this in materials, that says You cannot abandon a county road that accesses public lands unless there is another road that provides substantially the same access. So with the establishment of this new Copper City Road, we have actually better access to all those lands, because the other one, according to all the testimony from 1998 through 2012, nobody was using this road. It didn't even exist in some places. So this would be reestablishing the road that existed from at least 1921 to 1942 and calling it Copper City Road. And it's the road we all know is Copper City Road today. It's got a sign, I just drove by it the other day. It's got a sign. It's the road everybody uses to go to those mountain biking areas. You guys want public comment?
Sure.
Morning, Chairman, Commissioners. My name is Mimi Fowler. I am an attorney here on behalf of Gene Goss, the current property owner of the property where the old Copper City Road and the new Copper City Road now sit. I'll be brief. I generally agreed with the county attorney's memo, and we are in favor of the proposed resolution that he has provided you. What we're really looking for here is it's a housekeeping item. We are looking for a cleanup of an old easement that burdens my client's property, and we believe that the county has an obligation to grant this resolution today. As Corey stated and went through, there was an agreement in 1999 that effectively created that obligation on the county to abandon this easement. Don Schofield, along with the BLM and the county, entered into an agreement whereby Don agreed to grant a new easement that effectively created a better, easier route to the BLM property that the old Copper City Road provided access to. As Corey mentioned, the old Copper City Road did not provide adequate access. The road had been washed out by a large storm. Motor vehicles had not been able to pass on that road for some time, and it was extremely expensive for the county to maintain that road relative to the current access road, which the current access road is great. I've been on it many times to go mountain biking out there, and it's wonderful. So what we're looking for here, and as Corey mentioned as well, is that we have tried to do this, and several other parties have tried to do this already. And we believe that it's just an issue of semantics, really. The word closed was used interchangeably with the word abandoned. We have seen two petitions come before the Broadwater County Commission historically that have attempted to sort of remediate this issue already. And both petitions were for the abandonment of this old Copper City Road, and the agenda included the word abandon in each of those instances. And yet the motion that was proposed was to close these roads, and at no point in the meeting minutes was it considered that at some point that this road would be reopened. It was reseeded, you can't even tell it's there in most places anymore. So it is our opinion that the road was effectively abandoned. It was the intent of the commission. Each